I would like to go over the assignment. In this assignment, we will use some of the functions concerning strings that we have learned this week. We will also incorporate some number functions and concepts learned last week. So here we have a donation form. What we will be doing is we will be giving the user a thank you message and a confirmation number when they submit the form. To begin, everything is required using HTML5 validation so that if a field is not filled in, they cannot submit the form. We also have type equals number so that they have to enter a valid number. You will need to develop a PHP file to process that information. There are only 4 form values being sent. When I click the button, this is what you need to say on your page here. You need to say something to the effect that you're thanking them for the donation, what their confirmation number is, and the email to which the receipt will be sent. You need to include the full name, which comes from the form. You need to include the donation amount. The donation amount will be formatted to 2 decimal places. It will also have a $sign in front of it. How do we create the confirmation number? There are 3 parts to creating the confirmation number. The first part is a number. This number is the length of characters in the last name. This is followed by a letter. That letter is the first letter in their last name. It is uppercase. The next 4 digits are generated using mt_rand, which generates a random number. You want to generate a random number that has 4 digits in it. So you will need to retrieve the first name and last name, display them on the website. You need to retrieve the donation amount, display that on a website, nicely formatted. You also need to retrieve the email address, and that should be displayed on the website. The confirmation number is created by using number of letters in the last name, the first initial of the last name uppercase, and 4 randomly generated numbers, and you will need to use 3 PHP functions to do this. You might need to use some concatenation, and you will definitely need to use at least 1 echo statement. However, you can create the message and just echo back that variable. One more other thing. You have 3 text boxes here. All of them have a maximum number of characters allowed for security purposes. However, you still want to make sure that the data coming out of those text boxes is quality valid data. Therefore, you need to use the HTML special chars function, and you also want to trim any white space from the right and left. You will need to do this when you retrieve the values from the form. One reason we do want to trim the white space is because we want the number of characters in the last name, and should the user have white space in there, that would not give us an accurate result. Applying these functions are something you typically do in order to assure that the data is in a quality state, because ultimately this type of data would be entered into a database.